Hello everybody, welcome to P.B.M. Money, and today I want to talk about something I did this week that everybody teaches that you shouldn't do, and I probably shouldn't have done it looking back on it, but it still happened. Today we're going to take a look at why I closed my Chase Freedom Unlimited credit card. So, I noticed that my credit rating had been dropping quite a bit. And it said from past due payments. And I thought, well, that's got to be a mistake because I make all my payments right on time. And I went back and I double checked and there was no nothing anywhere. So, I just ignored it, thought it was a mishap, and then I took my Freedom Flex card to use, and it got turned down. And I thought, well, it must be just a dirty chip, or they ran it wrong. So I tried it another place. They turned it down again, and still I made excuses for Chase. And I said, well, it could be just a bookkeeping thing. So I tried it the next day somewhere else and it got declined again. Okay, now I'm getting irritated. So I hop on the phone and I call Chase. And you know how they make you go through 35 hoops to make sure that it's you? Well, she did that to me. And she read me my address and she had the wrong address. I mean, she had the address right, but the apartment number wasn't on there. And I live in a complex of about 500. So if you don't put the number on there, it's not getting here. So, when she was finally satisfied I was who I was, I said, okay, so what's going on with my Flex card? And all she said was that that account has been closed. And I said, well, duh. Why do you think I'm calling? What I want to know is why. And she says, all it says here is 3 months delinquent. I said, that's impossible. I pay every one of my statements the second they hit my door. There is no way I'm past due. So she said, well, let me give you to somebody else. So she transferred me again. And the person said, well, I see here that you've had 3 or 4 pieces of mail returned to us. I said, okay. I said, now that makes sense because the first lady I talked to had my address wrong. So obviously you guys have got my address wrong. That's why it hasn't been paid, because I haven't received a statement from you folks. And I said, and by the way, while I've got you here, you do know that I have another account, my Freedom Unlimited, right? And he said, yes, I see that here. I said, would you please read that address to me? So he read it back and he had the apartment number on there. And I said, well, all I really want is to get my Flex reinstated and let's move on down the road. If I'm okay, we can't do that. So what do you mean you can't do that? Of course you can. He said, no, it's Chase's policy that once an account is closed, it's closed and we're not reopening it, period. I said, this isn't even open for debate? She said, nope, this is Chase policy and there's nothing I can do. I said, okay. I said, you realize that you've ruined my credit rating for the foreseeable future by over 100 points. And she said, well, let me let you talk to the credit bureau, whatever. So I talked to another person from Chase in their credit bureau. And I explained the problem. And he said, yes, I see all of that right here. She just put the apartment number in a little while ago. I can see that. I said, so you acknowledge that you guys had my address wrong since I opened the card? And he said, yes, sir, I can see that. I said, and I asked to get my card reinstated, and they won't do that. I said, so if I just assume that my credit card is gone, can you at least go in there and correct the credit bureau, because I've done nothing wrong. And not only have I lost my credit card, but I've also had my credit rating destroyed by you folks because nobody had the common sense to say, hey, this guy's got 2 accounts with us with 2 different addresses. Same address, one has an apartment number, one does not. And nobody thought to think, hey, why don't we contact him by email, because that's how they contact me on my Freedom. Or let's take the phone number that he applied with and call him and find out what the heck is going on here. Nobody did that. They didn't do any of the above. They just closed the account. So, I'm talking to the guy from the credit bureau department, whatever, at Chase. And he says, well, that's not a viable reason to go in and change the credit bureau. I said, by whose standard? And they said, well, by Chase. We have to have, the only reason we can go in and correct a credit bureau is with misapplied funds. Like, you paid one and it went on the other account. Then we can do something. I said, so let me get this right. Through no fault of my own, I've lost my credit card. I've had my credit bureau destroyed by over 100 points. And I'm going to be shut down from credit forever. And now Chase is going to put me on a blacklist because they've closed my account. And now I won't be able to get any cards from Chase for the foreseeable future. And you're sitting here telling me that you can't check a box and get my credit bureau fixed? And he said, well, I'm sorry, sir. I understand your frustration. I said, no, you don't. He said, but there's really nothing that I can do. I said, so there's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can do. There's no action. There's no God in heaven that can come down and fix this for me. And he said, no. I said, well, you know what? I am sick and tired of Chase making all the rules on me getting screwed. Close my other account. And you know what he said to me? I laughed in his face. He said, sir, I'd be happy to do that. He said, except I want to inform you that if you close this account, this is going to harm your credit rating. I laughed in his face. I said, I just got done explaining to you that you have destroyed my credit bureau for the foreseeable future by over 100 points. You're not talking to somebody that's stupid here. Yes, this is going to hurt my credit rating, but it's going to be a little bit, and it's going to be temporary. This is nothing. I don't give a crap about this. But you will close my account. And the funny part about it was, he went over to close it, and he said, okay, you've got a zero balance, but you've got $191 in cash. Would you like me to send that to you or forfeit it? I laughed again. I said, do people really say forfeit? Hell no, send me my money. So I closed my card. I lost my credit card on my other one. My credit bureau's been destroyed by 100 and some points. I will never do business with Chase again, but I got $191 out of them. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. I can't believe that people that supposedly run J.P. Morgan Chase Bank think that the American people are going to stand around and let them make all the rules to their favor, nothing to my favor. And by the way, their credit cards were average at best. Freedom Flex and Freedom Unlimited were both 1.5% credit cards with rotating categories that I didn't really give two shits about anyway. I've got enough credit cards to cover the rest of them. I kept them because I like Chase. At some point, I probably want to get into the travel game, and I was keeping those as kind of my foot in the door with Chase. Now I don't care. I've still got, several cards with Citi, several cards with American Express, and a couple of odd duck ones out and about. So I don't care about Chase. But I'll tell you one thing. Once a year, every year, for as long as I live, I'm going to do a video like this. And if my videos ever catch on, they're going to get a black eye. But for now, it's just to make me feel better and to let the few people who do watch my videos to know that there is a time, there is a place, and there is a reason sometimes to close a credit card. Now, hindsight being 2020, would I have done it again? Yeah, but only because I feel like they were not only taking advantage and stacking the deck in their favor, but they were being no help at all, no service at all, and they admitted they were wrong. And that's the thing that got me. If they'd have said, oh, mea culpa, we screwed up, we can't get you your same credit card, but we'll issue you another one, and we'll give you the same credit limit, and we'll move on down the road. And I would have said, hey, no problem. That's fine. But they didn't do that. They said, we're right, you're wrong, we don't care what the circumstances, you're not getting any help from us at all. You can just hang out there and dry. We don't care. And that wasn't just one person. That was 3 different people from 3 different departments that all towed the line. And the line is help Chase screw the customer. Well, you know what? I'm not a customer anymore. So enjoy that. Well, I just wanted to tell you that there are some times when the rules need to be broken, and if for no other reason than to make me feel okay about being mistreated. And having them acknowledge they mistreated me. That's the kicker. Every company mistreats to some, whether they're right or wrong or, every company does it. But when they admit to you that they screwed up, and they're still telling you, you're not getting any help from us. Well, you know what? I'm not helping you anymore either. So have fun with that. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing, and be careful who you're doing business with.